Our sixth speaker, Melissa Westbrook, followed by Meg Diaz, and then Alma Villegas.
Good evening. In speaking about the school technology equity plan, there are two key attachments to this item. Opening them, you can see one of them is a blank page, and the other is a contract. But the contract refers to no less than 10 amendments, which make up the bulk of the agreement. Naturally, those attachments are not part of this item. On the issue of oversight, let's talk about the recent state auditor's report. Virtually none of you have said anything, even though it is unusual and astonishing that the state auditor called out the school board by name for not doing adequate oversight of the superintendent. Let's focus on two items. One is the superintendent's usage of her credit card. The issue here for the auditor was twofold. She went over her daily limit of $1,000 when she charged $3,800 for catering, and also under the district's own procurement card manual, you cannot charge food. The auditor says if the district intends to include exceptions to the rules, it should revise their manual. The catering charge was for a retirement dinner for Seattle employees. That's fine, but as I recall, we're in a bad economy and the district is in dire financial straits. And yet that $3,800 was not the entire bill. The dinner cost $7,000 altogether, complete with a carving station, salmon, and $650 for musical entertainment. Why would we have a retirement dinner when the organization of retired employees already puts on its own luncheon every year? I suspect it was because it was probably for former board member Cheryl Chow. Why were there $100 dinner certificates to the Palisades given out? The district's answer to the auditor on this point was that regarding the noncompliance with dollar limits, there's an exception process in place where the user can call the card administrator and ask for a higher one. The reply to the auditor makes it sound like this would happen on a case-by-case basis, and yet there's an email exchange between the superintendent's assistant and an accounting employee asking about whether the up limit is permanent. Next is the finding about the Small Business Administration program in Seattle to mentor small businesses wanting to do business with the district. This program morphed into a $1 million a year program with over 40 classes, some of them being taught by our own staff. The district's own lawyer admitted at a BEX committee meeting that people who took these classes probably never even placed a bid for Seattle projects, and that's why the auditor called it out. After the audit came out, we saw the dismissal of the head of the program, Silas Potter. Then that same lawyer tells a group of people at a facilities meeting that Mr. Potter is starting his own private company, doing the same thing with our name, and somehow has a school district contract to pay for his offices. And the district will pay it because the district does not want him to take them to court. Why would the district pay an obviously bogus contract? Or bigger picture, why is it more financially prudent to pay off a contract rather than take it to court? Last question. According to the auditor, the money used over the last 2 years for this program, which is roughly $1.8 million, has to come back to the capital fund. Tell me, where in the general fund are you going to find over $1 million to move over into the capital fund? You talk about every dollar going into the classroom during teacher negotiations, but it seems clear the money goes in all directions, and there is really no attempt to rein in spending.
Thank you, Ms. Westbrook.